Hey, my awesome students. Um, I just realized that I needed to take the day off today, and so that's why you're getting this video instead of our live class. I'm sorry I had to do it so abruptly. I was really looking forward to seeing you today, but it is important. My little boy has a field trip, and he would be devastated if I was not there. So that's why I'm taking the day off. To be with my little boy on his field trip. Anyway, here is our calendar. So today, what is due for homework is watching this video and completing the OMHS quiz. It's going to be just a quick one question quiz, whether you watch the recording or not. I might actually throw in another question or two, but it will be very simple. And I just want to make sure that you were able to get the content from today's lesson. Here is our growth mindset quote for the week. All things are difficult before they are easy. Hey, here is our objective. So today what we're going to do is we're going to read a paragraph and then answer questions about the type of clarifying statements that are best for the situation. And so I'll read the paragraph and then I'll take you through the thought process of what would be best for that type of situation. Here's our vocabulary. So the word clarify means to make something clear. And clarifying questions are questions you ask to make sure you understand what is being said. All right, yesterday we had a story about Amaya, and she was learning how to work in a restaurant. It was her first day. Like, we got some background information about Amaya and Bo, her trainer, um, and Bo at the very end of the story, Bo gave her 4 steps to do to clean off the table. Well, if you remember, Amaya struggles with short-term memory loss, and so she had already, by the time he had finished telling her the 4 things he needed her to do, she had already forgotten the first thing, so she couldn't start the process. And so we are going to take a look at different scenarios that are similar to that and which statements and questions would be best to use. All right, expressing lack of understanding. These are statements, sentences that you can use to let the person know, whether it's a teacher or a job trainer or a supervisor, you can let them know that you don't understand what's going on. So here are different types, of ways to express lack of understanding. Here we have, I don't get it. How many times have you said that? I say it all the time. I don't get it. The next one is, sorry, I didn't get your point. So it's a little more formal than I don't get it. The question, what do you mean? That's more of a clarifying question than a statement, but it does express lack of understanding. I'm not sure I got your point. I beg your pardon, but I don't quite understand. So this one's very, very polite. This one is, I beg your pardon, but I don't understand. I don't quite follow you. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Or, sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said. This is one that you would use in case you didn't hear what someone said. And I do that all the time. I use this statement a lot. Okay, so these are asking for clarification. These are questions you can ask to help ask for clarification. So once you have expressed your lack of understanding, once you've said something like, I don't get it, then you ask for clarification using some of these questions. You could use all of them in different situations or just pick one that best fits your needs. So here's the questions. Could you clarify that, please? This is a great question to ask a teacher or a supervisor. Very clear in what you need them to do, okay? What you need them to clarify. Next one is, could you explain that, please? I like this one, and I'm going to use this example in a situation in just a little bit, but I really like this one for a teacher, right? There are several of you who are really good at asking this question. Could you explain that, please? I didn't understand. And so I really love this second question. This one is, what do you mean by that? And so once you've said, I didn't quite understand what you said, what do you mean by that? This one's a good clarifying question as well. Okay, could you say that again, please? So say like you used this one, sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said. Could you say that again, please? Those two would be perfectly paired together. Or this one, could you repeat, please? And this last one, if, say, a teacher is explaining something and you aren't getting it the way they're explaining it, then you could ask this question. Could you put it differently, please? So that it indicates to your teacher or the person who is talking, I need you to explain this in a different way. I'm not understanding what you're saying right now. I need you to say it in a different way. So these are all great questions that you can use to ask for clarification. All right, now let's jump into our different scenarios. All right, here we have a math problem. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do the math problem. I can feel the I wouldn't really say anxiety, but I don't know how to put it. But I can feel you staring at me through the screen. You're not a math teacher, Mrs. Atkinson. Don't give us math problems to do. No, you do not have to do this math problem. Here is the situation. Your math teacher teaches steps to a math problem. You are confused about the process. What could you say to let your teacher know you are confused? Now, this one, we are looking for a statement that expresses lack of understanding. This is not the time that you would ask a question, like a clarifying question. You want to let the teacher know that you don't understand what's going on. And so I've highlighted this phrase right here. I've given you some other options, but these are clarifying questions. This is a statement of lack of understanding. You don't understand. So this is, I don't get it. This is what you could say to your math teacher. I don't get it. And then on the next screen, so let me read it again. Your math teacher teaches steps to a math problem. You are confused about the process. You say to your teacher, I don't get it. Once you have let the teacher know you didn't understand, what clarifying question would be good to ask your teacher to re-explain the steps? So let's take a look. Oh, look at this. I've highlighted it. I've bolded it so that it's easily seen. Okay. So the question I think best fits this situation is, can you please explain the steps again? So first you said, I don't get it. Then you asked, can you please explain the steps again? So see how that goes? You first tell the person, I don't understand. Then you ask the clarifying question. All right. Here's the next one, the next situation. So see, we've switched. We've switched from being in a classroom to being at work. So here you are working at a store stocking shelves. Say like you're stocking cans on a shelf, okay? Your supervisor gives you 3 things to do. They're telling you, okay, first you need to stock soups, then you need to stock vegetables, then you need to stock pasta. Well, you are just about to start, but you realize that you have forgotten the first thing you were asked to do. Uh-oh, you forgot the first thing. What is the best way to let your supervisor know you forgot? So here's some clarifying questions, but you don't want to use the questions yet. You want to use the statement to show lack of understanding, okay? So here's the statement I think would best fit a situation like this. Sorry, I forgot the first thing you asked me to do. So you say that, and then we go um, into the clarifying question. So here, let's read it again. So follow along with me. You're working at a store stocking shelves. Your supervisor gives you 3 things to do. You are just about to start, but you realize that you have forgotten the first thing you were asked to do. Once you have let your supervisor know you forgot the first thing, so remember back here you said, sorry, I forgot the first thing you asked me to do. You could ask which clarifying question, and I have it bolded again. Can you please repeat the things you need me to do? Isn't this so cool? So first you say, I'm sorry, I forgot the first thing you needed me to do. Can you please repeat the things that you need me to do? So again, instead of just not doing your job, you're letting your supervisor know, and most supervisors are going to really appreciate this opportunity to restate what you need to do. Of course, there are going to be some supervisors who aren't very nice people and they might get mad at you. I don't know. I'm not that way, right? If I was the supervisor and asking, someone I was giving directions to came to me and said, I'm so sorry, I forgot. Can you please repeat it? I would be like, oh, for sure, these are the things I asked you to do. So I hope that in your future jobs, you all have supervisors that are amazing for you and that are willing to repeat their instructions or repeat the feedback in case you didn't understand it or you forgot the steps or whatever. Okay, here is our last situation. So your job supervisor has given you some feedback on how you are doing things. You don't quite understand what they told you. What is the best way to let them know you don't understand? Okay, so I have bolded the best option, okay? So the other 2 are clarifying questions. We don't want to use a clarifying question quite yet. We want to let the supervisor know that you don't quite understand the feedback. So you would say something like, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Okay, so again, that indicates lack of understanding. It tells your supervisor, okay, the way I said it, say like I'm a supervisor, if you said that to me, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean, that would tell me I didn't do a very good job explaining the feedback or telling you what was good or what you needed to change. So that indicates to me that, ooh, there was some misunderstanding. Okay, let me read this again. Your work supervisor has given you some feedback on how things are going, or on how you are doing things. You don't quite understand what they told you. Once you have let your supervisor know you didn't understand their feedback, so once you have said, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean, what would be a good clarifying question to ask them? So here's the clarifying question. So these 2 are statements of lack of understanding, right? You don't want to, you already said that statement. So here's the question you would ask. Can you please clarify what you just told me? So first you said, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. And then you follow that up with your clarifying question. Can you please clarify what you just told me? All right. So what we are going to do on Friday, we're actually going to do, we're going to track our goals and that sort of thing. And then on the next Monday, we will go back to our story. So back here to I don't understand, please explain. Um, we'll go back to that story and we'll take a look at we'll continue on with that story of Amaya and Bo and how they figure out the best way for Bo to train Amaya on how to do her job as the food runner. And we'll have some dialogue between the two so that we can practice using these statements of for lack of understanding along with clarifying questions. Okay? All right, well, that is today's video. So please, please make sure that you go to the OMHS quiz that is linked with this assignment and you complete that quick little quiz. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.